Live from the LJPCBM studios from Savannah, Georgia. It is time for LJPCBM Friday. And now, here's the stars of the show, Link Shepard, Benny Moon, and Remix Clone.
Thank you, David Falcon. Let's begin indeed. Hello, people. Jerry speaking. Welcome to Friday's episode number 436. Today we're doing not one, not two, but 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 new dev topics or 7 new dev topics along the way. Plus, as Billy suggested, 2 dev topics to talk about and as regards what's going on next. And of course, we have 2 new supports to talk about Dave Van Dyke to celebrate his 100th birthday. So let's talk about it now. So shall we? So we got for us. So the first one we're going to talk about is David Gold. Born that name, he was an American conservative talk radio host, something like that. Gold was a talk radio host for mid-1970s. Excuse me. One of the first U.S. competitive talk radio hosts like that. Supposedly was characterized as the conservative librarian van. Born 1949 to 1950, Gold worked as a local talk show host in markets such as Boston, Denver, Tampa, Miami, and Dallas. Okay? Gold began his career in WBZ, something like that, in radio in Denver. Power talk radio station in the country's 22nd largest radio market, like that. Where he worked alongside radio host Howard Berg, like that. During the mid-80s, like that. Hold on. Gold moved to Tampa, Florida, where he became the city's first competitive talk show host on WPLP AM. Then he moved to Miami to do a talk shows from that before heading to West in Dallas, where he would find most success hosting local talk radio programs. One of his friends, Kevin McCartney, Gold was one of the top hosts on KLIF, like that. First full-time talk radio post station, the 4th biggest, 5th biggest, like that, U.S. radio markets, like that. Anyway, as usual, the radio station, the station became prominent in the city's mediascape, like that. Let me see here. Hold on, give me a moment, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I just have to screen share, but Bill wasn't here at the time, but right now. But anyway, let's move on. Anyway, okay. Where are we? Oh yes, hosts were often quoted in local media among radio politicians. Gold was a shamble at KLIF, where he wrote the afternoon drive time show from 1986 to 1997. Real radio work. Gold was very recently hosted an afternoon show at KSFO in San Francisco, something like that. Anyway, his voice was often heard as a foreign host and stationed in markets such as Tampa and Seattle. Other media work. He was asked the president his opinion as a guest in numerous programs, including Nightline, Crossfire, and Good Morning America. He co-hosted the weekly debate in Dallas NBC affiliate ASTB. His quote goes like this: one Dallas publication described Gold's influence in Dallas media stating this. Best known was Daily Gold that 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. before baseball was cool. News channels and Florida capitalized by the something like that. So his first week was in where he suggested putting all death row inmates, the Texas Stadium end zone, Friday team, and Friday team. He died December 11, 2025. He was 75 years old. The next step, Tom has to John Trolla. Born that name. She was an English writer. She was also on the pseudonym of Caroline Harvey. Her novel Harden's Daughter won 1980 Romantic Novel of the Year Award by the Romantic Novels Association. She was born December 9, 1943, to her grandfather's rectory in Marjorie Aubin, Gloucestershire, England. The daughter of Rosemary Hodgson and Arthur George Kershaw, for pronounce his last name. Anyway, see here. More on. Her father was an Oxford University classes graduate who became head of a small building society. Her mother was an artist and writer. Her father was away from the war service in India, something like that, where she was born. He returned for when she was free. The family settled in Reigate, Surrey, England. She was a younger brother and sister. She had a young brother and sister, mainly. She was educated at Reigate country schools for girls, gaining scholarship for St. Hugh's College of Oxford in 1961. She read English. Her father was a same family of Victorian novelist Anthony Trollope, on that. She was a fifth-generation niece and a cousin of writer broadcaster James Trollope. In the name, she said this: "Although my name has been no professional help at all, it seemed that I have made no difference with that. I admire this hugely, both the modest and his modest psychological possessions with that." Her career began with this. From 1965 to 1967, she worked. Anyways, she worked at the Fargo and Commonwealth office. While a civil servant, she researched Eastern Europe and relations between China and the developing world. From 1967 to 1979, she employed a number of teaching posts before she became a writer full-time in 1980. Wow. She began writing historical romance under the production of Caroline Harvey, first named her father's parents. She found the view that it was a wrong genre for the time. Encouraged by her second husband, Ian Corris. Wow. She was the cemetery fiction for which she became known. Choir, published in 1987, was her first comic history novel. Rancher's Wife, published in 1981, placed Jeffrey Archer at the top of the hardback bestseller list. Inspiration, she said in 2006, expect for thrillers, there was nothing in the middle ground of the traditional novel, which I think I am. In 1992, only Gilly Cooper's Paul and Archer's As the Crow Flies with strong paperback bestsellers. I think my books are just the deal, traditional novel, making a quiet comeback. So go on Bell in 1993 interview for the Penn Sunday. I would describe as Aga Sagas. For the royal themes. Only 2 of the 4 novels by 2006 actually features that Aga. The terms entry of Oxford Convention to English Literature in 2009 stated that by no means whole works fits the geriatry conferring a violation by the label. Rejecting the labels are not the. Hang on, let me scroll down, please. Thank you. Anyways, rejecting the label is not being argued. She told Lisa Arade, writer of The Guardian in 2006, Actually, the novels are quite suburban, quite bleak, and all rather perverse, isn't it? She also disputed the cozy exploitation. Her books have acquired novels but as tackle increasingly 40 issues, including lesbianism for that, broken families, and adoption. The mood grows darker with each novel. Terence Blacker, who coined the term for terms of fiction with publishing news in 1992, meant a decade later that he felt terribly guilty for probably for the plays. She also told Bell in 1993 that her fiction does the things the traditional novel has always done, premiering reality and exploring people's emotional lives. His Bell's operation. Hang on, I gotta close this real quick. Stand by. There we go. Bell's operated our novels until there were deaths. Never survived with the real condition of the most of England. Okay. Coalition actions. Let me close this up real quick. Hang on. There we go. Oh, man, it's not gonna be quick. Hey, there we go. Okay, there we go. Where are we? Oh yes, coalition actions take place in large village houses. Advanced kitchen tables, her doctors, victors, cigars, but anyway, cigars and craft gallery, some of that, all owners may worry about money. Their own parents, dead, but they don't have a social exit, some of that. They're invited for drinks, at the big house, as a matter of course. The books are as emotionally progress like that. Acquires commercial in their own way. The Great Blockbusters are the A's. In 2009, she donated the short story, The Piano Man, Oxfam's, The Oxtails Project, for a collection of ex-UK stories written by 38 authors. Her 12 stories were published with the Wire Collection. She wrote the first novel in Albert Collins' updated Jane Austen's Train, The Austen Project. Her version of Sensibility was published in October 2013 with limited success. That's the director's wife in 1994, produced by Channel 4, starred Lindsay Duncan, Ronald Pickup. The choir, updated by Ian Curry's, was that 5-episode BBC television miniseries in 1995, Year I Was Born. Stars Jane Asher and James Fox. And other movie novels, Village Affair, and the other People's Children were also adapted for television. Wow, okay. Her reviews goes like this. Spanish woman New York Times Betsy Gorman wrote this. Her story is filled with lovely from that, as do always, available insights into embarrassing issues of marriage, motherhood, and maternalism. Not to mention that this struggle power and envy reports of living on one's own life. Married mistress of stay death. The sharp eye, light tone, and slot with pace, John Schwab's novel delivers all the ingredients of romantic comedy yet ends with a stubborn dark twist. Friday Night Stay Death. Henry Thompson Guardian called Friday Nights a light but stifled look at the rather confidential cast of characters. Charlie G. Potter in the article Independent wrote that brother and sister stayed death. Ways that through the anguish of adoption, scooping up the pain of the adopted child, the agony of the birth mother, and the story of the adopted parent. Okay, along the way, it was all I was all only able in the characters present in the murky jelly of the novel. I may be straight on the adoption agency, demand to be resettled with a career. John Crow was a subject capital of the making us weep, the tragedy and the loss, and yet what does she achieve? So she was so gradually makes her characters promote to each other the gassy brand of unisex much that I have actually found myself blushing. Okay? Personal life and death. On May 14th, 1966, she married a state banker, David Roger William Blair. The couple has 2 daughters, Louise and Anita. Divorced in 1983, and in 1985, she married the television dramatist Ian Curtis, something like that, and became a stepmother of his 2 sons. She and Curtis divorced in 2001. After her second divorce, she moved to West London. She was a grandmother. She also appeared in the 1994 edition of Desert Island Discs. She also remarked that the men often suggest her books were trivial, to which she likes to respond. It was a great mistake to think that were more suggestions a great face that live little things. Paraphrasing Virginia Woolf. She died at her home in Oxford, England, yesterday. She was 82 years old. The next topic has to do with Jeff Garcia. Born Jeffrey Anthony Garcia, he was best known as an American comedian and actor. In animation, he was the voice of Shane Avedaz in Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, as well as 2 Nickelodeon spin-off television show series, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius and Planet Shane, while Pit the Mouse in the Barnyard, and spin-off television show series Back in the Barnyard. He was born May 3rd, 1975, in Arlington, California. Now, he began his career in stand-up comedy in 1991, continued stand-up comedy throughout the 90s, and his comedy club in Southern California before getting into acting in 1995. He also performed stand-up comedy in the Laugh Factory. Now, he's known for portraying Sheen in Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius and his spin-off series, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius and Planet Sheen on Nickelodeon, but he's also guest starred in the animated series Clone High. He's also the leader of the KFM 96.1 Wild Wake Up's crew. Okay? He also voiced Tyler Nelson in the Mall franchise and Pip the Mouse in the 2006 film Barnyard, spawning his role as Pip in the television spin-off Back in the Barnyard. He also voiced Randall the Penguin in the 2006 film Happy Feet. He didn't respond as well in the sequel, unfortunately, so that's just me. Now, Garcia also appeared in the half-hour comedy special Comedy Central Presents in May 2006. He was a contestant in the Comedy Central series with Riley Bikes Back, but quit after the first day. But he also voiced Teepa on The Smugglers and the Bat in 2011 animated comedy film Rio. In the sequel Rio 2, he voiced a spoonful of the auditioning Bixum Maxwell named Puri. Personal life. He was married to Lisa Garcia from 2002 to divorce in 2013. Together they have 2 children, Savannah and Joseph. Okay, that makes more sense now. Anyway, Garcia. Now, Garcia was involved with Gracie's Farm. Excited to help a young woman who was shot by her mother. Wow. Now, he promoted the fund by performing comedy shows and donating a portion of the proceeds on his online and DVD CD sales. Now, illness and death. Excuse me. By the end of his life, Garcia's health severely declined, causing him to cancel several performances. Wow. In early 2025, Garcia suffered a brain and something like that, which caused him to fall and hit his head. A few weeks before his death, Garcia suffered a stroke and was hospitalized with pneumonia on November 20th. On December 8th, he was hospitalized again. Garcia lungs collapsed after a day of recovery. He sadly was placed on life support, but was taken off the following day. He died 2 days ago. He was 50 years old. The next step topic is of Jim Ward, born James Kevin Ward. He was an American voice actor and radio personality, best known as the voice of Captain Cork on the Karate Quake franchise, as well as portraying Jack Warson in Resident Evil 4. He was born in San Francisco, California, May 19th, 1959, and grew up in Los Angeles. He was the son of Donald J. Ward, a Folksworth and German professor at the University of California, Los Angeles. And for college, Ward was a tour guide at Universal Studios. Wow. Okay. Now, voiceover career began with this. He began that in 1976 in the minor role in How This West One Was Won television series. His first working acting break in 1993 came the role of Spider-Man in the video game called Spider-Man versus the Key Man, something like that. He wanted to play several roles in animes and video game, such as Captain Quark in the Ratchet & Clank franchise, and so voiced the periodic parents at Ben 10. Now, in 2006, Ward played Imor in Micro Mice from Mars, remake of the 1999's series of the same name. In 2009, his first roles in the show is nominated to win the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Performance in an animated program. His rare career began with this. From 2004 to 2017, he was a co-host of Stephanie Miller Show, singing a great personality talk radio program that featured a number of his impressions and potential figures of celebrities and newsmakers. Personal life and death. He met his wife Janice on the cruise in Mexico in 2000 and married in 2009. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2017, retiring this role with Stephanie Miller Show. And in 2021, it was reported that Ward's Alzheimer's and all his service adventure with COVID-19 has paused to the point that he was unable to continue voice acting. He died at Beverly Place Memory Care, Los Angeles on December 10, 2025, which is last Wednesday. After an 8-year battle with Alzheimer's disease, he was 66 years old. His death was announced on social media by Stephanie Miller, who aired a tribute to Ward on December 11th. The next step, top has to do with Juliet Scott Sykes. Born that name, he was an American baritone opera singer. Well, he was born and raised in Los Angeles, California on September 17th, 1954, to Robert Oways Sykes. And it was best known as Sabarion as a young child, but Sykes attended California State University. Fullerton studied voice and graduated in 1979. Wow. Anyway, during his time in Fullerton, he met a benefactor who believed in his passion for music and given an associate for studying Europe, where he developed his craft in Austria and Paris. In 1990, Sykes landed his first professional job as Jay in Porgy and Bess with the Houston Bulgarian Opera. This led to the concert of Minnesota Orchestra and first place in the regional Manitoba Opera audition in LA, Los Angeles. He performed with Christopher Pogany and other artists and appeared at such venues as Destiny's Opera in Berlin, Carnegie Hall, Kennedy Center, London's Barbican Center, the Apollo Theater, Hollywood Ball, New Orleans Jazz Festival, hundreds of other major venues around the world. Wow, okay. Let's see. Yeah, he didn't see my message, okay. Just 46 minutes ago, okay, that's fine. Okay, now my. Okay, 1990, he signed with IMG and appeared in 2001 City Center Encores. Wow. For the Boomer Girl and Swansea. Wow, okay. And in 2009, he was nominated for the Grammy Award for the Best Classical Album for the performance of commentary on the recording Bernard Bernstein's Masters, and nomination was shared with conductor Martin Alox. Wow. And producer Stephen Epstein. At the time of his death, he was orchestra advisor at Orchestra Set Santa Monica, California. Now, she was found dead in South American home on December 8th, 2025. He was 71 years old. Upon arrival, they found Sykes with scrotal injuries, was constant with stabbing. His son Mike was arrested and charged. Wow. Now that was sad as me. Anyway, My next step top has a Christine Coy. Born that name, she was a Chinese American filmmaker. She was best known for co-directing Who Killed Vincent Chen in a 1988 documentary film based on murder of Vincent Chen, something like that, where she was nominated for the Academy Award. She co-founded for One World Newsreel, something like that, a film company focused on filming people of color and social justice issues. As a documentary filmmaker, she has produced and directed more than 80 films. She was a professor at New York City University's Scholarship School of the Arts. Born in Shanghai, the people recognized China as Cha Ming Hong. Wow. Oh, wow. That's just what I was going to say. That's just close to it. To Korean father and Chinese mother in 1952. Shortly after Coy's birth, her father adopted the family to return to South Korea. Wow. As it okay, that makes more sense. As a result, Joy was raised largely by her mother. Growing up in a family, so greatly family, something like that. Great fantasy, something like that. Following commercial revelation, the family fled mainly China via Hong Kong. They moved to South Korea again, where Troy was reunited with her father. During this time, Troy developed a strong impression of American films released in South Korea. Although she had enjoyed films, Troy began as in tune to the prominence of cultural domination towards American Asian people in American media. Wow. Survival. Anyway, I don't know what to do next. Anyway, while American education, she moved to New York City at the age of 14. She volunteered at WBIA in high school. Described one of the duties as covering the Battlefield 21 trial at the tubes. During the trial, she earned the trust of the Panther Party, and soon afterwards, she began doing areas of the New York City chapter. She referred herself as a Panther youth, and said she did the running around the big shots. In 1965, Troy was given a scholarship to attend Manhattanville College for the Sky Heart in New York, where she studied architecture. While attending, she made friends with a group of hippies that were part of the newsreel. At newsreel, Troy was working as an editor at American Animation Director, something like that. Soon thereafter, Troy earned a directing certificate at the American Film Institute. Her filmmaking career began with this. She has received a Garvingham Fellowship, Rochester Memorial Fellowship, and National Cultural Fellowship. Her documentary film Who Killed Vincent Chen received a nomination for an Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature in 1989. In 2021, the film was registered in the National Film Registry. Wow. In 1972, her career began with this. Anyway, she co-founded the Third World Newsreel together with filmmaker Susan Robinson. Okay? During her tenure, Troy directed documentary films in 1971 out of a prison uprising. Wow. The life of a woman in the United States prison. Wow, okay. It's difficult, isn't it? And you're out. I don't know what happened here. But at the University of Social Activism, something like that, in New York City's Chinatown, as well as documentaries in the division of the Korean Peninsula, from that, and the Nobia's struggle for independence for South Africa, among others. In 1984, Coy directed her first feature-length documentary, Teach Our Children and Choice related to the poetry and the migration issues that people around her face. She was inspired to make a second documentary, combining the issues she faced in China and South Korea, the struggles she faced in the United States. The finished film was spineless, anyway, was released in 1936 and focused on Chinese migrants and Chinese citizens, like that. Struggles with the equal treatment in America. Troy was one of the first major female Chinese American filmmakers, ever. She was frequently painted as a crucial figure. She is a considered a political filmmaker and an activist, like that. One of Corey's most acclaimed films, Who Killed Mr. Chin in 1988, was co-directed with Renee Thomas. Now, the film tells the story of Vincent Chen, like that, a Chinese American man who was beaten to death with a baseball bat by Rob Evans and his stepson Michael Nitz, like that, who held Chen defenseless, like that. They were each sentenced to 3 years per habitant and a $3,000 fine. Choi was struggling seeking funding the film due to his high attention subject matter. Statewide, the working class racism in Detroit at the time that she was the U.S. Industry was following in Japan, causing Jane Poppery. Wow, okay. I know it's hard. Sorry about that. I was looking at message real quick. Hang on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Got okay. Move on. The street were following in Japanese called Jane Poppery. Wow. Well, the film was premiered and recovered for green in graphic filmmaking and won several accolades. Like that. In 1989, Sudan's Film Festival, while there was promoting her film, Who Killed Mr. Kitchen, Troy was sharing lodging with Stephen Barber for that. When Park City premiering, not City Sports, right? Live and videotape, also 1989 festival, she could Robert Redford about Sudan's lack of diversity for that. Who Killed Vincent Chen was nominated for the Grand Jury Documentary Award. The festival went on to win the Peabody Award in 1990. Shaw Drew in 1993, another film that Choi co-directed, was about an effort of the FM in 1992 Los Angeles riots, the Korean American community there. The directory deals with the racial administration towards Asians in America, the more especially Asian woman. Wow. And for decades directing in the documentary industry, Choi became a professor in Twice Shore of New York City. She had fought a session of production course, Science Sound Documentary, for several years. She's also inducted in this course called Directing the Feces, the third year students. Joyce has also teaching experience at Yale, Cornell, Bonneville State University in New York, and City University in Hong Kong. Wow. In her time teaching, she had mentioned many filmmakers with a list of prodigies, including Todd Phillips, Toro Peck, and Brett Morgan. In 2021, Who Killed Vincent Chen was inducted in Liberty Congress National Film Registry. The recent top being restored to the Academy of Film Archive, the Film Foundation, to mark the 40th anniversary of Chen's death. At the time, there had been a registered charge of hate crimes against Asian Americans in the U.S. and the COVID-19 pandemic, which is sad, man, I know. She died in hospital care in New York City early this last week. Let's say December 7, 2025. She was 33 years old. But anyway, my next death topic, and this will be the last of these death topics where I'm going to read. Hold on, let me search it right now. There we go. It has to do with Miss Ina. Now, for those of you who don't know Miss Ina was my stepdad, my Judy, and everybody else's best friend. Now, I know Miss Ina for about 11 years now. And when I attended Greg A. Bates' funeral at the time, she will be dearly missed. Now, my good friend Bob Henry said this, written down, said this: "Dear friends and extended family, I'm sad to say that Ina, my wife of 45 years, lost her battle with leukemia and passed away last night. Please keep your family favorite memory in her in your heart." And I have written the comment stated this: first my stepdad, and now first my stepdad, and now Ina. This is heartbreaking. Sorry for your loss. And Bob enjoyed my comment. Thank you, Ina, you'll be dearly missed. So I've lost words right now. If you're watching Bob, my thoughts and prayers go out to Ina in this difficult time. So may she rest in peace. Now, before we say more thoughts and reflections on this difficult time, we have to say two more death topics, and this happens to be history. One of which is celebrating the 102nd birthday. I talked about this during my Priceless Memories in our Bob Barker back in 2023, and our Bob Barker's memory. But we gotta talk about it right now. But we'll save this for last. Not gonna say her life, career, and death and everything. We're gonna talk about Bob Barker. That was it, okay? Now, Barbara Bill Barker, better known as Bob Barker to us, was American media personality, game show host, and then most wise protagonist. Anyway, he hosted CBS The Price is Right, the longest running game show in North American television history, from 1932 to 2007. Okay, he also hosted Two for Consequences from 1976 to 1975. Born in Washington, 1923, December 12th. In most conferences, Barker spent most of his youth in the Rosebud Indian River Nation and was a citizen of the Rosebud Sox tribe. He joined the United States Navy Rescue during World War II. He worked part-time in the radio while attending college in 1950. He moved to California to pursue a broadcasting career. He was given his own radio show, The Bob Barker Show, which ran for 6 years. Okay? He began his game show career in 1956, hosting True for Consequences. He began hosting Price is Right in 1972, became an editor, Emma Wright, and Emma Wright, and rhythm from that. Sporting groups such as U.S. Editors for Emma Wright, People Editors Treatments for Animals, and C. Shepherd Commercial Society. 2007, Barker retired from hosting Price is Right after celebrating his 50-year career on television. Regarded as a pop culture icon, Barker continued to make audition appearances for several years into retirement until 2015. Now, Sally died August 26, 2023. He was 99 years old in Los Angeles, California home. His memory goes live on. And that was that for that matter. And the last one we're going to talk about is Bob Ross. Now, born Robert Norman Ross, and I have to talk about this too, so there we go. If you watch the remix View Boy, he was an American painter and an art instructor who created and hosted The Joy of Pain. And his original television program aired on PBS from 1983 1994 and CBC in Canada. Born in Daytona Beach, Florida on October 29, 1942, Ross joined the United States Air Force in 1961, rising to the rank of Master Sergeant. Wow. During his time in the military, developing passion in oil painting. He studied art from Bill Alexander's show, The Magic Oil Painting. Eventually, he started painting outgrew his military salary. Retired from the Air Force in 1981. Discovered it by Annette Kowalski, who attended one of his sessions while he was working as a tourist with that. She and her husband helped Ross when that pulled together the money to spend a new company, Bob Ross Incorporated. Then in 1982, he stationed here at art class as a pilot. And so a PBS station signed up for The Joy of Pain soon after. One such station, WIBBB, appointed him to host the show in McCall, Indiana, began in 1983. The show featured him instructing viewers how to create landscape art using a quick, wet, oil paint technique with limited penalty. It ran until 1994. And Ross, a cigarette smoker who had several health problems and is expected to die permanently, died a year later on Independence Day 1995, year I was born. He was 52 years old. His legacy serves as an icon of popular culture. Beyond episodes of Joy of Pain, but still broadcast to this day. Although he is indebted to the past and his whole emotional family members, Kowalski's, as Bob Ross Incorporated continues legacy in court. Bob Ross Incorporated made a deal with its family members to become legal properties in its name and likeness. Now, without further ado, let's do a bonus science group. Not one, not two, but 9 depth topics right now. Thank you. Hold on, let me just no, it's not here yet. Okay. No, he's missing out. Okay. Recipe sees 9 people. Now let's move on to let's see here. We got not one but 2 news reports regarding to Dick Van Dyke, who is celebrating his 100th birthday tomorrow. Okay. Now I want to talk about it. Okay, and we'll wrap things up. Okay. And Billy, he saw a wig. Okay, never mind. Hang on. Give me a moment. Yeah, but he's... Yeah. Hang on. Anyway, let me just go ahead and do this. Stop sharing. He's gonna take a moment, folks. If Billy doesn't see if Billy doesn't come here by let's say 4 o'clock, then we gotta do something. Let's see. Oh man, hang on. Yeah, we just gotta do something, I guess. Anyway. Anyway, let's just move on, screen share, and just finish off where we left off, and then we'll let Billy do his thing. Okay, never mind. But anyway, as Dave Van Dyke turns 100, a PBS documentary feats an artist who's easy to celebrate. Okay, Dave Van Dyke turns 100 on Saturday, an event so eagerly estimated that him to do so would seem convincingly wrong. It may be controversially made of me to imagine that the theories of Dave Van Dyke Show and Mary Poppins are known and loved by those who are after in time, but as they remain available to watch and still as shared by parents for their children, so that it seems likely, so like that. About Van Dyke's give me a moment to close this up. Hang on. Professional schedule isn't what it was. Cancel public appearance in June made handless. Lies. Wow. Something sending waves of concern throughout the nation. He was remained visible over the last decade. In interviews and social media posts, often dancing and exercising, on the odd job in 2023, he appeared on The Masked Singer as a gnome. A guest for the 4th episode run on the Day of Our Lives. Well, okay. Let me just... sorry about that, everyone. And the man of amnesia, won him another Emmy. He marked his 99th birthday by appearing in the Coldplay video. Shot in the Malibu home. Dancing All My Love as Chris Martin singing the piano. They went on Jimmy Kimmel Live together. Facebook, Honey Rose, Living the 100, the Minutes Guide to a Happy Life came out last month. Born my lucky life and out of the show business in 2011, and keep moving. Number 10 to truths about aging in 2015. Fire-based PBS special started Dave Van Dyke, appearance of part of the American Master Series, who were denied and have earned that title. In the Canadian film, Dave Van Dyke's 100th celebration will play exclusively at Richmond Theaters on Saturday and Sunday. Led by John Schoenfield. Reinventing Elvis, the 68 comeback, the U.S. and versus John Lennon is a celebration of man and the artist easy to celebrate. Bria Joy, whose signature song. Hang on. Let me see. Not yet. Okay. Song for Bye Bye Birdie, who made him a Broadway star and then is becoming a movie star and a TV star, and is put on a happy face. And from the actor alcoholism, an address here. He's a long expert from the 1974 Dave Cabbage show interview. He's been sober since 1972. Wow. Dark times are great street is quiet. Wow. Oh, well, okay. He did his first marriage to Margie Willett. The mother of his 4 children is surprised but only by the words driven apart. Wow. And did July and raising her from the family foe. Wow. It should be said here but that Dick Van Dyke has no official connection to the film and is not newly interviewed here. Wow. Now, gathered together along the performance clips that are made the reason to watch the film in 10 ways of the famous fans, which amount to Van Dyke was a delight to know. The work of the met with or to watch. We hear from Carol Burnett, seen with him in the pretty famous clips from the Gary Moore show. Together again in his own 1976 variety show, the Van Dyke comedy. Brody and moving and the unplanned show motion fight between the couple's oldsters. Julie Andrews, his Mary Poppins co-star, does not think that Van Dyke's controversial Cockney accent is all that bad. And it was rivalry entertaining, funny and sweet, and one really didn't get bothered by it. Steve Martin awards him the likely factor of 10. And Martin's short scene eventually next to Martin because striving DVD is a strike could mean did Van Dyke then Dawson dance with that. No actor on whose sitcom Becker Van Dyke guest starred in one of the episodes, and his father in the series turd says that he did all the human things in such an energetic way. Jim Carrey, one of my favorite comedians of all time, himself, knowing that the son Van Dyke might remember this one that. They can start with famous trip over the monument and the over the credits. The sitcom. It's not dreadful, it's a metaphor. If you tumble, you got the pop right up and laugh at yourself. Let me see. No, it's not here yet. Okay. Let me see. This one, okay. Because you're ridiculous, and we all ridiculous, and the life is also causing unfortunate circumstances. Wow, okay, makes sense. Carla Bryant, compares him to Gumby and danced with him on a CBS talk show. Larry Matthews played on his son Richie on the Dick Van Dyke show. Pronounced as Chim Chill. We also get Pat Boone, on whose late 50s body show Van Dyke appeared. Karen Rise from that, who played Bill Jane Banks and Mary Poppins. NPR Mia analyst Eric Deggans provided context, and Victoria Rao for Van Dyke's 1993 mystery series, Dangerous Murder. Wow, okay. Let me see. Okay. Which ran 3 seasons longer than the Dan Van Dyke show. It may in some circles be what have been done before. Known before, okay? And there are, of course, I'll go interviews the late Carl Weiner, who created the Van Dyke show. He calls and star the single most talented man that ever been in situations comedy. Co-star Mary Tyler Moore, who essentially commensurate with Van Dyke. Robert Murray Perjury, who's something new with the television in 1961, very equal sense. There are perhaps only sitcom couple with the dance and sang together. That series ran until 1966, with Ryan and comedy not wanting to get same. Pulling in the air. perfect frame the stars gets. And initially, like it is a workplace family comedy, the main role for Van Dyke's silent movie potential comedy reactions. Wow. Okay. First, the film starring by Van Dyke does suffer from the challenges of tracking a 100-year life, a career that runs back more than 8 decades ago. It's something that widely podcasts who from that what made some such documentaries prepare how who agrees to talk with what may have to say when photos and films are available and affordable. And of course, when interested filmmakers, disappointingly, there are no clips not to say one sitcom, the new Dave Van Dyke Show, which is sad, man. No, which Dave Dyke dismissed her here, but quite like surprisingly no mention in the 2004 reunion. The Dave Van Dyke Revisited, written by writer and featured all the surviving cast members. And I have some issues with the cookie framing graphics. Well, okay. Let me scroll up real quick. But there's so much to see and hear. Go on the back in the snippet with the featured star on local radio in Denver, Illinois. Well, okay. When he had started with working as a teenager, focus on him and the Merry Mutes, with singing double act that started him in his nightclub career in the late 40s. First on Sesame Street, the morning show anchor with Ronald Cronkite, cartoon show host and game show host, and forming put on a happy face alongside Broadway castmate Susan Watson. Apparently, the most time is dedicated to the Dave Van Dyke Show, Mary Poppins, but also Mary Poppins Returns, which Van Dyke, at the age of son, the age banker, he's supposedly played the first film, Death and the Death, at age 93. Production and rehearsal photos are delightful. Again, for Moore and Andrews, fans are as well. And with everyone looking young and beautiful, he's painting himself as lazy and lucky, but not driven, except to earn a living from his family, not an actor. Below the desire for himself. Part of 1988's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, starred Poppins, with Doc said, that has a commercial choreography of his own, and the writer prepared and directed the comic in 1969 drama about the silent film comedian reviving with the talkies. His post-Poppins Virgil film regarded the single description of colleague, not even a montage. A posters, more attention to pay more after. A 1974 TV movie in which Van Dyke played an alcoholic businessman. There's around then that he had played public in his own drinking problem. Wow. Towards the end, the documentary sometimes had an air with prominential piece with accounts of charities that Van Dyke supports. 2 hours of Van Dyke performances cannot help but be entertained. All you need to know is set up the trips and get out of the way. Amanda Bynes was searching for a handkerchief while trying to sniffle and sneeze. The world's oldest magic magician making a comeback. These hilarious bits required no context. Eventually, there was also a story of time, given a century of films marking every stage of life. His long arms, his long legs, his old legs all are not where they were used to be. But the long was not said to say sad. His face is all as recognizable and expressive it ever was. Now for the final report to share, and that's from Jeopardy. And now we'll talk. It's also Dave Van Dyke's birthday. Okay, and what to say here, folks, is Dave Van Dyke has a perfect plan for this 100th birthday, and Jeopardy fans are going to love it. He might have never been on the show, but clearly he's a big fan. Wow. Now, you know that Jeopardy is one of the oldest and most successful shows in American history when someone wants to go on the marathon watching their 100th birthday. That's exactly what legendary actor and comedian Dave Van Dyke wants to do when he reaches the century mark. This means that he has seen the show, evolved the years, despite me never being on the show. Van Dyke's clearly a big fan. Wow. Now, one can assume that he would watch the work of the former hosts Alex Trebek and Art Fleming in his younger days. You've heard about David Dyke wanted to do on his birthday and show his wife always Silver to people. He doesn't want to do anything. Silver was almost half of the age of her husband, said this. He wanted to be in this room watching Jeopardy reruns with me. Well, okay. Now, that's not the bad way. Scroll down, please. Thank you. That's not a bad way to share your birthday spend a birthday with at all. Now, Silver's happy. The way that her husband could see how the world celebrate him in his work. I'm so happy he's here to see what I know is going on to be a global celebration of him. I'm so glad that he's still with us, she said. I've always been celebrating him now, since 2011, when I got on social media. It's a pinnacle of all that is, and it's all different people and different events we've done, just so cool. Well, okay. Now, two I first met in the CAG Awards in 2006 when I was the booming of the Jordan Love Story. I'm so honored to have him in my life. Take care of him. Never enjoyed this community we have built, and he built so over the years. Silver added, it was not just her, there was immeasurable love and respect for him. The same is true the other way around as well. Back in November, David Dyke said that his wife is kept him happy every day of the year. His life. Well, okay. Now, she's responsible for, go up, please. Thank you. Oh, come on, please. Thank you. She's responsible for keeping me in my moment. She kept me happy every day of my life. Every day. She's a joy. She kept me singing or dancing. She carries so much responsibility. I'm just lucky, he said. The Red comedian also celebrated an early birthday party in November for different important people. It was held at their home in Malibu, California. Very high-tea charity event raising funds to benefit the Van Dyke Endowment of the Arts, the David Dyke Museum. Now, there are several reasons of having these all good, but mine is to provide the art commission, he said. I don't care if you're in the street, you're on the bus, or the restaurant. Everybody's looking for phones, nobody talks. I've seen young couples having dinner together, and they're both looking at their phones. I may be the only person in the United States over 10 who does on a cell phone. I don't have a phone. That's it for that news report. And let me see. No, nothing but Billy. Okay. So that's all for news report today. And if I don't hear back from Billy next minute or so, we're going to get to the notes. Because I have no idea where Billy went. So, yeah. Anyway, I mean, that's all we got for right now. So, until then, it's going to take him a while, because if he doesn't see the link, then, oh well, we try. But anyway, we gotta get the notes right now, because I think because after this we gotta get ready for the Christmas party at around 5 o'clock, because I'm not less more time left to do anything. So let's do it now. Not any time left. Anyway, let's do it anyway. The first one I got is December 12th, 2025. Is Bedtime Stories, episode 743. Then we got Racist Jokes 133, and that's to be a Christmas episode on Christmas Miracle on 3rd Street, followed by Real Jeopardy, Dailies, blah blah blah, Gameplay 7s, Lunchtime Bedtime Stories. Then we got Boring Jokes from 60, and of course Crazy Much Web Show, and so on, and so much more to come on things. Yeah, and Boring Jokes 51, and Weekend Celebrations, and we'll be back for LJPCBM 1000 serve A, because that'll be a Christmas part 1 of LJPCBM. So be look out for that and whatever you say. But anyway, and then come back. We'll be right back after this one. Will be LJPCBM Fridays. Will be part 1 of our Christmas episode. Be look out for that. It'll be a huge one. So there you go. And for that was the LJPCBM Fridays for the day. December 12th, 2025. Hope you enjoyed. So it's gonna be LJPCBM Fridays episode number 447, which will be part 1 of Christmas episode. Merry Christmas Fridays 9 to 501. Till next time, so join us by bit with LJPCBM Fridays. Gonna be out. See ya.